Hey guys, man, excited to be back. For football coaches, it's kind of like Christmas. In the last 3 days, I felt like an 8-year-old at the top of the stairs waiting to go down and open his presents. And to be back out here with guys you love and some newcomers, a very exciting time for us. It was obviously a great summer for our players. Really want to commend Ivan Lewis, Russ Romano, and Dr. John Meyer. You know what they did preparing this football team through summer conditioning, and then Dr. Meyer and Russ really getting some guys healthy, as you saw today, that we are truly key for us, like a Cam Smith and a Toa, to go through those surgeries and get people back healthy for us, among with others, was key for us. So I really want to thank them. Felt a little bit like a different team than spring, to be honest with you. The numbers felt deeper, the depth felt deeper, and a lot of that is from guys coming off injury, like Cam and Toa, that I said, along with some newcomers, some older kids that came in that you could feel their presence with Stevie coming from Utah, and Josh Fatu coming from junior college, or Connor Murphy coming to that line, and Jordan Iosefa coming to that front five. You could feel the depth coming in. It was great to have a very, very explosive athlete back in Adoree Jackson, and to see him out here along with several talented young guys that don't know quite what to do yet, but you could see their athleticism and their talent, and we're excited to have them here. We'll get them coached up and get them ready. I know that there'll be questions about the quarterback competition as well as other. I'll address them now. Like I said earlier, you know, the plan's going to be, we're going to have all the way up until Salute to Troy, which is about 18 practices, and we're going to be competing at several positions, including the quarterback position. You know, when Salute to Troy is done, we have that off day Saturday, and basically we have 2 weeks prior to the first game. We're going to have 2 weeks of preparation for just that first game against Alabama. At that Saturday, we'll set our two deep for our football team, so everybody knows their role, and let our depth chart out and get ready for that first game. Today, you could tell a difference, really, with our defense, where they were from spring to now. You could tell they had 15 practices in the spring, and you could tell that all the work in their PRPs that they had, they're playing a lot faster, a lot cleaner. I didn't see a lot of assignment busts, to be honest with you, today, and that makes a head coach happy to see that those guys are progressing so fast. Offensively, I thought there were some nice big plays down the field in our team periods, but really for a team that was fourth in the country in fewest turnovers last year, it was a little bit sloppy with run mesh, putting the ball on the ground, and it's usually what happens in the first day, from young kids snapping the ball to handing the ball to young kids, something that we've got to get cleaned up in a hurry. But overall, for your first practice, it was good. It was good. We're going to get even better as we go along. Thank goodness we got 28 more of them before the first game. Yeah. Appreciate y'all being here, and with that, I'll answer any questions that you have.
What behind the decision to practice at night, 5 o'clock?
Right now, great question. Right now, we're in school still. You know, we still got a couple days, today, tomorrow, 2 days next week, and then we'll move it up. We'll move it up a little bit earlier in the afternoon, but school is always first here. Academics is always first. We got some guys, papers, finals. You'll even see some kids that are doing academic responsibilities that have to be away. So if a young man's away, there's no, he's either rehabbing or he's doing academics, but that'll go up until Tuesday, Lindsay.
You've had a long time. I know you're not going to name that quarterback until those 2 weeks. Do you know in your heart who's leading? Do you need to see something from whoever might be second to take?
No, I've said going in, you know, if we would have finished the spring game and played the next week, Max Brown would have been the quarterback. But obviously we have a training camp, and those two kids competed extremely well, and it was tight. Today both of them played well. I thought they made good decisions. You didn't see interceptions out there, and there were some big plays down the field. I look forward to watching the tape over the next 18 practices and see how both progress. But just like it was in the spring, both are playing at a very high level, and that's what usually happens when you compete. When you have somebody behind you in the real world, it usually makes you perform even better. So competition is a good thing. It's always been on this field and always will be.
Do you anticipate them splitting the first team reps like they did today, or will one get more if he's playing better?
Yeah, as we progress along, we'll see. But right now, I really want to see both guys and how they function, with that first team, how they function with the first team offensive line, with the first team receivers, and I think that's only right for competition, to be able to let that happen. So, yeah, both will get some first team reps in there and evaluate. And as we move closer to that date I gave you, we'll see where we're at.
How do you determine what the rotation is?
Usually, you have this big long script, and you go ahead and you plan it out. We spend hours and hours planning out exactly not only what plays, what personnel groupings, but also who's in, and not only at quarterback position. Every position, so you go in, and that's why these guys spend the night here. That's why they plan for practice and for our personnel. Good question.
How do the scholarship totals compare to some of the other years you've been here?
This
You
is
mentioned depth earlier.
this is the highest we've been at. We're not at a full boat right now. We'll end up right around the 82 range, I believe. So I think we'll get to a full boat after this next class, depending on attrition, things that happen after season. But right now, you probably felt it too. I mean, there's a lot of kids out here right now, and there's 2 to 3 deep, it feels like, at every position. And just to feel the defensive line just get a little bit better with the guys that are coming in, you could just feel the depth. And I think hopefully it'll make us a fresher team and a lot of competition out here. There's a lot of talented kids.
Are you good to go academically with everybody?
Yeah, the incoming guys are all good to go. Obviously, we're still in class right now. We've got probably 99.9 that are done. But you got finals, you got papers out there. Should know everything probably about middle of next week. But pretty confident that these are pretty smart kids. I don't foresee anything. But if something does happen, I'll let you know.
Clay, how have you grown from last October to now in handling the all-encompassing nature of being a head coach, academics, parents, medical, out here on the field, everything that comes with the job? Yeah,
it's a great question. I really learned, to be honest with you, from last year that you can't do it all. To be a game planner, a play caller, to try to take care of a team. I want to be known as a great head coach, and I want to do my role, which is help this team win a championship. And from my standpoint, to be able to do that, I have to help them focus on fundamentals and technique. I have to help them, know situational football, to understand that when it's the fourth quarter and you're playing Colorado and it's 3rd and 7, you hand the ball to Justin Davis and he gets the first down and he's on the sideline, that he stays in bounds and gets down. Understand how to win football games, then take care of our players. Be accessible to not only them, but the Trojan family, administrations, the things that come with the job. This is an all-encompassing job. And to be able to keep a lot of the headaches away from our coaches and our players and put them on me and let me manage the team, I think that makes a better football team. So I'm going to worry about the techniques and the fundamentals and teaching these kids what wins football games.
Is this team in the best shape of any team you've been in to go into practice at the end of summer?
Since I've been here, I remember the first year I was here, and I remember that we had the depth before the sanctions, and I feel that depth coming back. And like I said, I really, with Ivan, I want to commend him. Ivan Lewis and the addition of Torrey Becton coming to us from Washington, I just think those guys did a terrific job over the summer. Football has become a year-round deal now. I remember when I played, you went home for summer for a little bit, but now you're there summer 1, you're there summer 2, and those guys are invaluable. They're like your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator. They're with the kids more when you break from spring ball to training camp than we are as coaches. They get to put hands on them every day because of the NCAA rules are out there. So they're invaluable. Done a great job. I can't say enough about it.
Of your kids, who have come the farthest this summer in terms of physical, conditioning, weight, all that?
I really see, it's unbelievable to see the transition of a body from the first time they get here a year ago till now. Like a Deontay Burnett just looks like a different kid. He's got 10 or 12 extra pounds on, right now. So usually those freshmen that all of a sudden are a year in your program and now are sophomores, the sophomores just they look night and day from when they came on. And then you see the freshmen out there and you see, I can't wait to see what they look like next year.
Is there a timeline for Toa and Cam in terms of, being full go and contact and everything.
Yeah, thank goodness for Dr. John Meyer, and that's one of the things that I think we do a great job here is not just throwing a kid back in, but having an individual plan for him for practice, not only with Toa, not only with Cam, but even Adoree, who didn't get a spring, to be able to monitor exactly where they are, to be in practice, and for Coach Dr. Meyer to come up to me and say, Coach, this is where we are from the catapult numbers, which is our sports science. This is exactly where we think we should pull them in their day to be able to progress them. At the end of the day, we want them as healthy as they can be for the first game and as prepared as they can be. So you make a gradual progression. The nature of a coach is just go, 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 go. Thank goodness the doctors are here to be able to rely on to say, hey, Coach, I think that's the perfect amount for them.
There's some schools going to this virtual reality. Where do you stand in that?
It's a great tool. It's a great tool, and there's so many different aspects of sports technology and sports medicine going to technology. It's something that everybody looks into, and we do too. I've even seen the technology to use in recruiting that you get to visualize game day through a headset. It's amazing where the sports world is going, and it is a great tool.
One of your sayings this off season and this camp is all about ball.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean stay out of trouble or stay focused or avoid distractions? What does that mean in your mind?
No, I really want them to, we talked about last night about what wins championships, in my opinion, and that's about focusing on your technique and fundamentals, and really focusing about the football aspect of that, focusing on the mental discipline. It takes the toughness to have the mental discipline to be accountable on every play and do your job, the togetherness as a brotherhood, and trust in the process that everybody's going to have a role on this team and star in your role. Tristan Thompson was awesome, I thought, in the NBA championship game. Star in your role. We used that last night. I used that as a great example. To be able to, there's a sixth man that helped win a championship. So everybody understand their role. So it's all about ball. It's all about brotherhood, as you've seen on the sign. It's all about unity, us coming together. But the all about ball part is really focusing on your technique and fundamentals.
How much do you spend preparing for, thinking about Alabama?
Every night until about midnight, till I about fall asleep on the couch, and I got my couch up in my office. I watch film until I find myself passed out of the chair. Then I flop in the couch and wake up, get a cup of coffee, and start again. But it's all encompassing. You worry about your team, but you're also in the back of your mind every little waking second that you get. You're preparing for your next game, and our next game is Alabama.
One last one. Can you tell us why you're not doing the traditional two-a-days?
You're only allowed so many two-a-days, and so you're in one-a-days, and then we are going to be in 2 days. We will have a morning practice. It will be a tempo that is in helmets. It is in shorts, cleats, balls. We'll be running around, but that next practice, I think we've gotten to the point where you don't put back-to-back full pad practices. When you have 29 practices and kids have been practicing over the summer, make sure you maintain their bodies. You saw the competitiveness out there today. I mean, I actually have to pull them back to not dive on each other and hurt each other, and they're doing a good job practicing, but you really got to do a great job of maintaining their bodies. So, we'll have a assignment sound practice in the morning, and then we'll have a full pad practice in the afternoon with those 2 days.
When are those?
Those are after you have the acclimatization period. So you have the first 5 days where you're locked in. They're all one-a-days. You have to do 2 shorts practices like you saw today. Then you get 2 shells practices, which are shorts and shoulder pads. Then you get the full pad practice. We'll take a day off after those first 5 days after the acclimatization, and then the next day is a 2-a-day, and that's when it starts. Good question. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Take care, guys. Yep.